Alright, let's get near to the place in the tale of Lord Shimura. So I've gone back to the Clan Sakai armor. I think it's much more approach since we're near Omi village, so...
Lord Shimura isn't here. I'll wait for him on the dock.
Let me just see if... No, that's not what I meant to do. What? Ah! Where is it? Lettering. Okay, let's get ourselves pull ourselves to the daylight. I think that would be appropriate. Guess we're gonna have a duel. Having the warm sun's embrace, for goodness sake. Okay. Sit and wait. Okay.
Jin,
Uncle.
I wasn't sure you would come.
I wanted to talk with you. If we work together, we can drive off the remaining Mongols. Start rebuilding our home.
That is not your duty.
Can help.
The Shogun has disbanded Clan Sakai.
Wow.
As of today, you are no longer samurai.
Suppose it's kind of to be expected in a way.
I sacrificed everything for my people. And I would do it again.
As far as the samurai honor codes are concerned.
New samurai are coming to replace those we lost. They will occupy your land and estate.
Wow.
I have to say goodbye to my home.
Ride with me.
Okay. Who's got a white horse? Oh, can we change the saddle? Oh, I can actually. I must do. What is wrong with me at the moment? Good God! Damn it! Why am I not thinking about that? Goodness sake! What is wrong with me? Deary me! What am I up to? Crane. Seems appropriate. No. Crane. Oh, why the hell not? Doesn't look any damn different. Oh, whatever.
Will you remain in Jito of Tsushima?
Yes. The Shogun asked me to train his warriors to fight the Mongols.
Not surprised.
They won't give up until they've conquered all of Japan.
Pretty
I will
much.
spend what years I have left ensuring they fail. A task I hoped we would face together, as father and son.
You can still remarry, start a new family.
Yeah. It
Yes,
could.
I suppose I can. Looks like he could use a push.
Here,
Oh.
let us help you.
No trouble yourselves, man.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
You can't do it alone.
You are much too kind. The mud is thicker than it looks.
That's a heavy load. Where are you headed?
Jogaku. The ghost army is up there.
He has an army.
You didn't hear? They'll sail for the Mongol steppes with a storm at their back.
Okay.
Burn their homes to the ground.
Wow.
Impressive goal.
This is everything I can offer them. I hope it helps.
Then we will see you on your way.
Sure thing. Well, there's no funny business involved.
Thank you, my lord.
That's fine.
Jogaku is many miles from here. Keep away from the mud and the Mongols.
I will.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Not here.
No, I've never heard that particular tale either, so... Did you invent that, Shimura?
I don't have an army.
Every day, more people flock to your cause.
Okay, no we
the
didn't.
Shogun is concerned.
I'm not surprised.
I'm concerned.
You have nothing to fear.
Yeah.
When new clans arrive, will people bow to their samurai? Or betray them in the name of the ghost?
I won't let them do that. They'll listen to
You
me.
openly defied me, Jin. My most trusted warrior. You taught our people to disobey their leaders. What makes you think your followers will obey you?
We were a symbol of hope during the war.
That's
Well,
enough
Jin
now.
was.
Walk with me, Jin.
As you wish. My family's cemetery.
The resting place of 7 generations of Sakai,
Wow.
including your mother.
And his father,
And my father.
Kazumasa?
We
No,
must pay our
Kazumasa?
respects.
Absolutely.
I will miss this.
So will I. The Shogun has declared you a traitor.
Well, he's disbanded. That was the next step,
He
I
ordered you to
suppose.
kill me.
That sounds about right.
Was an outlaw. He taught our people to defy their leaders.
To defend themselves.
With poison. A gift you gave to our enemy.
I
Okay.
had to stop you from throwing away our people's lives.
He hadn't been so damn stubborn.
And you are a slave to it.
I don't agree with that slave part. And Jin did have honor, but he just didn't use it in a way. It didn't do it
Kill
according to
my
the
son.
samurai code.
Now I must continue the line of Shimura without you. I must start a new family.
And my head is the cost.
Taking it is my punishment. Our final day together. It is beautiful.
Cheers. It's a really nice day.
It's time. Write
Is
the
it-
last words of Clan Sakai.
In a haiku.
And
Wow.
Clan Shimura.
Oh, wow. The defining haiku that represents Clan Sakai. Wow. Okay. Let's see what our choices are. Okay. Reflect on loss. Strengthen every step. Hands that shaped the world. Eyes that saw my pain. Considering I'm talking about pain, loss, but the end of Clan Sakai, that changes the way I'm going to do this. Strengthen every step. A bond forever broken. Destiny divides our souls. A fate neither of us want. Ooh. Destiny divides our souls. A fate neither of us want. Yeah, because this is about the duel as much as the fate of Clan Sakai and loss. Yeah, I think that's appropriate. I fight without hope. This is where we part. Will death redeem us? Where we part. Actually, I like that as a philosophical question almost. Will death redeem us? I think that actually is appropriate for this moment. Yeah.
Strength in every step. A fate neither of us want. Will death redeem us?
Oh, a flashback.
Your parents will always be with you.
Yes, Uncle.
I will train you to become the strongest warrior Clan Sakai has ever known. I will raise you as my own son. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Here we go. The defining duel. Okay. Let it commence.
Let me go in peace. The wounds you dealt my spirit will never heal.
Killing me will only make them worse. I don't want to hurt you.
Oh, I could have countered. Heavenly Strike,
revenge.
okay.
My failure. This is not my revenge. It is my punishment.
No, you don't. No! Oh, that was close. Damn it. Nice one, Shimura. Very nice. Shall we end this with Heavenly Strike? Whoa. I think that's one of the signature slices of a samurai, I think. Could be wrong. Wow.
Honor me with a warrior's death.
Oh, wow. Okay. You know what? As much and Richard as he said in his own ways, I am going to give, because he's stubborn with his honor in a samurai, I'm going to honor him with his death. Yes. Because he's a samurai to the end, and he believes in the honor and pride code of the samurai, and it's an honorable way to die for him. So yes, I will give him that. And he taught us how to be a samurai, so I think it's appropriate in that regard. Yes.
I will make sure you are remembered as a great warrior, a wise leader, and a father.
Thank you, son. Find me in the next life.
I will.
Wow. What an end. First we had to take on Khan, then we duel Shimura. Wow. What a game. You know, considering that, like, this was held a lot of AC fans as that, you know, Japanese Assassin's Creed in its own way. I'm really pleased that I'm really very thankful that Sucker Punch made this. Sucker Punch used some really good games. I must confess I don't remember it off the top of my head. I'm sure someone will probably name a few very well known ones, but they've got a very damn good reputation when it comes to making really good quality games, and this one was no exception. This game is going to be playable on the PS5. Just saying, the Xbox Series X, and this was a beautiful game. It really was. It's going to look even better on the next gen console. I mean, wow. This was such a damn good game. And for me, I personally draw a comparison to AC games because I love the AC series. I know that's not the best way, but a lot of them are very much fighting, blades, swords, whatever type. So I draw in that style, and just, you know, in terms of the open world, I have to, you know, go to camps to, you know, get either experience or technique points, or, you know, to unlock stuff, that sort of thing. In that type of regard, yes, it has very much those same ways of doing things. I'm actually gonna skip the. I want to see if there's anything at the end of it. I'm just curious because do we see Jin and a new life or whatever? Just want to see. Okay. So is this like post-game mode, I'm assuming?
Fallen at my family cemetery. Beautiful. Even in death.
I'd agree with that, yeah. This is post-game, okay. Let's examine everything.
I lived under these banners most of my life. Lady Masako lost everything. And everyone. If she can keep moving forward, so can I.
Yeah.
The Twin Mountains of Clan. I won't let my family fade from memory.
Certainly do our best.
I used to think I only needed a horse, a bow, and my katana. Kenji's best. Or so he tells me. I'll share it soon.
Bradley's not too drunk.
How long did it take Yuna to make this?
Wow. That's pretty
I
cool.
owe her everything. She's the one giving me gifts.
We've got a new outfit, don't we? We've got a new outfit, don't we? I swear. Oh, is it just a new color? Oh, right. That. You know what? Screw. Actually, the white mask doesn't know. Oh, that. No, sorry, I don't like that. I do not like that white mask. That just looks awful. I'm sorry. Okay, that that looks better. I'll keep everything else. Let's go with in case we have to chat. Actually, you know what? It's end game. Let's no, not that one. Let's. Oh, can we not find a decent headband? Ooh, yes, got the Sakai clan symbol. Yes, unique. Go with that.
You should be here, Ryuzo. Trading stories, getting drunk. Smells almost sweet. But it's as deadly as any blade.
Yep.
You were faithful to the end, Nobu.
Rest in peace, Nobu. Rest in peace.
Tomoe didn't need this anymore. I hope she found what she was seeking.
So do I.
Jin Sakai is hereby an official student of Sensei Sadanobu Ishikawa. What have I gotten myself into? Yuna's knife. The blade's dull.
Oh wow.
Can't believe it's still in one piece.
Well, they're sturdier than people think. Oh god, look at all the boss. My god, okay.
For most of my life, I dreamed of being your son. Norio promised he'd teach me to play the Horagai, so we can signal each other across the island.
Oh, cool.
Yuriko helped me pick these for my mother. I can't believe she kept them all these years.
Something to remember by.
First the Mongols, now the Shogun. Never imagined I'd be so popular.
Oh dear.
I wish you were here, Uncle.
Anything else to look over?
Jin, I like your new home. It suits you.
Hey,
What
Yuna.
do I have to do now that Clan Sakai is gone? And I've been branded a traitor.
I heard about your uncle. I'm sorry.
He's gone. I did what I had to.
What matters is you're alive. You defeated Khotun Khan and left the Mongols without a leader. The mainland is safe.
But our home isn't. The Khan's forces are stuck here, more desperate than ever to conquer our island.
Then we'd better keep fighting. Just don't forget, Tsushima needs you.
I'll never forget that.
Good. We'll cover more ground if we split up.
Hit Mongols from all sides. Take back our home.
Goodbye, Jin. And take care of yourself.
I will. You too, you know.
Refuge. Okay. Just out of curiosity or something. Oh, right. Cool. Liberate the whole damn thing. Excellent. Huh. Alright. Wow. That was pretty cool, actually. Look, that was, like I said, when I draw comparisons, things like AC and all this, it was, in terms of, having to actually go on, clear place out to get points, to find stuff, to unlock things, this is a lot better than some AC games I've played, and it's, because there are some, for me, one or two of the AC games I find my favorite, actually very controversial ones, but I still think they're actually, for what mechanics they use, are actually really good. In this type of game, there are some repetitive themes about it, but if you think about it in terms of getting technique points, going collecting stuff, having to get the gear, having to get the types of armor, the different, the missions may sometimes seem a little bit repetitive, but they do at least have the subtle differences, and some are vastly different. Some you do have to travel a lot, but at least they vary it enough. And the camps in themselves are, they're not like overly bold. So it's like you're just thinking like, how in the bloody hell am I supposed to get through this? It's set up in a way so that you can just charge like a samurai, you can ghost it, or you can balance it out. As generally speaking, I tried to ghost my way around, but when I got to the point where I fully upgraded my katana and a tanto, it was like I didn't have to. I could just go in as a samurai, to go in a ghost and just take the camp out as I pleased. But it was good they give you the options constantly, So that was actually really kind of nice. I did actually really enjoy this game. It didn't. I mean, apart from finding, going and uncovering the map and all that sort of thing. Those sort of finding things, going through the fox stands and all that sort of thing. Going to Eastern to, all the shrines, going through the whole repetitive cycle. I get why they did it. It's one of those things about one of these open world games that if you want to go the whole 9 yards of those sort of things, you've got to put in the work. But at least they do reward you for it. I do wish though that there was some the emblems, for lack of a better term, they weren't so charms. That's what I was going to say. Especially the minor charms, you didn't get duplicates. I did. I don't. The only time I can see a duplicate I mentioned this once or at least not twice, right? They should have had another where you could have another 2 primary and another 4 minors. We have so many. If anyone doesn't realize, I mean, something I just like. That's quite a lot of primaries, and I get it for certain situations and playstyles. Sure, I totally understand that, but like probably a third of those are, actual. Probably only a fifth of them are probably copies, but that's so many minors. Like that's 2.5 times as many, even without including the duplicates. And that's what I'm saying. It'd be nice with, you know, where it'd be one would be general use for general, one would be specific for combat style and ghosting and combat style, two columns, and have another column with two primaries and four minors. Because we've got that many choices, instead of having me forced to switch between four, it's like just give us another column. Like, by the way, when two was in like the last in at the time of recording this, by the way, which won't go on for a couple of days, but just because I'd like to get a little bit ahead. I've got other games. I've got another game I really want to play. But anyway, but this was because this is in fact I'm recording this in early August, so and you know there was actually an update that came through for Tsushima. I didn't get out of the game and restart because I've just the bloody process didn't want to go through because I was in the middle of it and I didn't want to stop go about. You get what I mean? So it's it's annoying when you got that choice of do I update or do I not. But I don't know what changes they've made. But I said it would be nice to have a second column because there's that many choices that it'd be nice to have one for general player style that's active no matter what. And one that's only active for either for missions or it's in combat specific. I think that would be a really good thing. But I've got to look. There are cons to this game that some are subtle, some are just stuff I found my experience and all that. So do bear with me. Look, honestly, as much as camp variety, I get that. That could have been a bit more. Yeah, I can't really put my finger on it, but as much as I understand it's a bit repetitive, but I get why they did it, but it's one of those things. Um, Something I did notice is the flutes. They should have, in my opinion anyway, they should have changed the weather a lot faster. I mean, I get the seasons change, but to game, like, you could actually act like, I'm not saying instantaneously change, but within about 10 seconds, there should be a nice changing flow. It's not like you have to stand there for like I've walked around and about 30 seconds later nothing happens. Like, I'm sorry, but if there's not much point using a flute to change the weather if it's not going to happen in like 10 seconds because you use it for a situation. There's not much point in to sit there for 5 minutes like, but are going to change? It's not real life. That's just my experience. It might be different for other people, but that's what I found. Look, something that happens in standoffs, and don't get me wrong, excuse me, when you get the timing right styles, they are fantastic. I love that mechanic in this game. But, having said that, I wish they wouldn't. I wish the stupid bloody Mongols wouldn't do more than. I mean, I get in the first area, you've got to get your timing right, and once you've nailed that, and then you get to the second and third act, and it's like the pull of like the one feint. I totally understand because it's like they do it after a couple of seconds. Oh, and you sort of, if you're trigger happy like me occasionally, it's like, oh, it throws you off. But when they do the 2 and 3, it's just like, I get it. I understand. It's just the whole thing trying to throw you off. But there's so many enemies in the game that you couldn't do a standoff every time because the standoff doesn't activate unless it's unless there's certain they have to meet the conditions for a standoff to occur. So it doesn't happen all the time. So there is no advantage, to making it because in my opinion they should only have one feint per standoff. Because if they can do it, and even if they randomize it where it's every like after straight away or they wait a couple of seconds, they do the feint, then they strike. Even if they randomize the one feint, because it would throw you off if you didn't know the timing of the feint. But as long as you figure out there's only one feint, it's just when it's going to happen. Even the randomization of that one feint would throw you off a bit. Instead of doing the 2 and the 3, because that threw us so much. And it pissed me off quite a lot, because it's like, well, I understand the whole thing of trying to be, trying to suck your opponent in, but why so many? for me, that's a bit excessive. Like I said, standoffs are not a huge advantage in the game because you don't get them all the time. You have to meet the conditions, so even then you still have to pull it off correctly, so otherwise you get injured. So, um, resource, the storage limit, because we're only allowed, that might change for the update, so I'm not, as of before the update around early August, there was only 500 storage for bamboo, you wood, iron, steel, all that kind of stuff, right? Supplies you'd have, probably could have 50,000 for all I know, but they should have, like, it was at that point where it's just, if you want to go and collect everything, you know, and then you're sort of forced to, like, oh, go and, excuse me, go and spend it. I don't see any problem with extending the limit to 800, maybe even 1,000, but because it's sort of just, like, it forced, it's nice. I mean, I had 500, I just stopped after, but that's because I already got everything. But at the beginning, when you're really going through the game, if you max out 500, you haven't actually unlocked like, upgraded stuff, it'd be nice to have, the extra few hundred so you can actually have the ability to upgrade this stuff and have more options available. Not have to go around continuously do it, because it's just like, you're grinding it through the game. It's just like, have the ability to have the better, larger storage space for resources. It makes it a bit easier. As far as upgrading things goes, now, I've said this once and I'll say it again. The Mongols, when they talk in subtitles, they need it to be English. I understand the whole Mongolian. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, Mongolian, the native language. I feel free to correct me in the comments, but my point is, with their subtitles, it's in their native language, right, or more or less, they needed to be, at least for me, I would have loved to have seen the English translation. Even if it came afterwards in brackets, if it's a long sort of whine, not repetitive, but it comes after, because you actually know what they're saying. I would have loved to know what they're saying. Even if it's just, charge, or, you seen this person, or, he's over there, or, check over there, or I heard something. We hear it from so many enemies in so many different games, and they say it in English. Why can't we have a translation? That was, it's like I'm sitting there, it's like, I'm used to hearing it. Like, we always get, I mean, we got subtitles. Why couldn't we? And I checked. As far as I could find, there was no way to convert them. So, yeah, that for me. Um, I have actually mentioned this. This has probably been fixed, but when I came out of combat straight away, fast travel was not always available, especially in the third act, sometimes in the second act. It was like a glitch where I said this once for the bear. If the soldiers, I'm just doing some controls and just turn off. My apologies. I'm just doing it like that. But if the let me just go on the map. Excuse me. If the soldiers were to, if there's two Mongols taking on a bear, right, and you kill them, or they take out the bear and you take out them, or the bear takes them out and you take the bear out, there's no enemies unless there's a standoff that comes in the vicinity straight away. In that immediate vicinity, you should be labeled out of combat and should be able to fast travel, provided out of combat. But it wasn't immediately available. I'm assuming this update's fixed that. But, excuse me, this one's just come out before we ended. But it hasn't, that kind of is a big glitch, because you have to run away from it, you have to actually, the only way I've worked out is you actually go far enough away from the area that you finally get the fast travel unlocked. Like, you're not in combat. It pissed me off when you end some missions, and it's going through the whole process of giving you your XP and all that and whatever. You get your little mission bonuses, but it doesn't let you fast travel. I finished the bloody mission, for God's sake. I'm sorry, but that's probably been fixed. I could be wrong. I gave my 2 cents about this, and it's worth referring. Combos. Like, I didn't use half the combos because it's just like the amount of hold button, press it. It's like, why? Straight off the bat, the combos, like, I understand for the advanced, like as you go down the ranks, like the rank 5 for advanced, skill, like you hold the button twice, double tap, all and the whole break off. I get that. For the first off advanced skills, you have in other fight like games I've seen and known, you have much like the bamboo strikes. You gotta have a button order you have to press things. Where on the controller it's like for me if the break the defense is double tap triangle, then square, and then triangle. For example, that's a combo. And it's not like hold this down, it's double tap to break, and then it's a nice double, a heavy and a standard melee strike. Like it for me, it's just I mean, why not something like that? Why go the whole problem of hold it, then triple or quadruple or whatever the triangle? Like why? It seems so unnecessary. I mean, I understand where it's like you get to the 5th level advanced and yes, hold that and times for the triangle because there's probably going to be a Fury Strike level. Fine, I get that, but simplify it for God's sake. I'm sorry, but it's just for me. I'm not the biggest overall fighting style type, as you've seen. I've taken plenty of damage in this game, but it's just sometimes especially when you got the category, like some things were more for the parrying, but when it's for battle combos, you shouldn't be throwing the whole double tapping all this. It should be an actual button combo, like the bamboo strikes you have to pull. And even sometimes where it's duck or jump and then do a heavy and a stand or 2 stands and a heavy or something like that. Be creative. I didn't see, like, I had to just experiment in the game. It's not like they gave me the option, oh, that's going to put you an amazing combo against a shield user. I mean, God forbid you jump in the air. You can do a ninja pose on the bloody shield. Put a heavy strike which staggers them, and then you do a finisher with a melee strike. What the hell's wrong with that? Just for an example, but I know I'm giving my 2 cents about, it, but I'm serious. Like I'm probably the only one who thinks that, but I seriously stand by that to an extent. I've got to admit, the enemies, there's only, well, apart from your like proper shielded brutes, not the tall shields, but the like mini commanders, if you like, not the camp generals, but the camp commanders, as you like, that came at you. Apart from that, there was the what? So you got the archery. In fact, there was two archer types. There was melee. I mean, it's cool. You know, I know maybe it sounds a little silly, but it seemed like they were limited to the style types of the enemies because, I mean, it's it got to the point where it's so repetitive that it would have been nice to see, hell, would have been nice to see a spear holding a shield, or I don't know, I I don't know, like you have your archers, not the not the grenade throwers, but the archers to have proper armor on, like full scale armor. Change it up a bit. I hardly ever saw that. It would be nice with a bit of variety, a bit of a mix things up a little bit. It's just like it has like had to wait till after the end of the game to see it. It's like mix it up a bit. It'd be nice because it throws you off your game. Because instead of just going charging, stressing everything, all of a sudden there's a few different enemies. There's one or two new enemy types, and you have to adjust your fighting style because you get so into routine. It's like, oh, whoa, hang on a minute, what's going on here? I've got to adjust my fighting style. It's important, especially in a game like this where it seems repetitive going through camps. I find it quite it's lacking at times. But as the things I did enjoy, stealth kills, loved them. I didn't mind the fact you had to upgrade, but at least you could do it from the get-go. Just took longer. That's fine. It very reminiscent, especially when you feel like grade up the Tanto. I feel like grade the Tanto very much AC style assassin kills. Yeah, I know it's the blade, but you get my point. Like ghosting, it was really cool. I love the two different types of ghosting and samurai. That was really awesome. You had to develop it. That was pretty cool. Armor types, that was pretty cool, although some of them seem a bit too similar. Again, I think that could have been varied a little more with the effects and all that and abilities tied to them. It's just like so, like the only real difference between the samurai clan, the Sakai, the samurai, and the Gosaku was, excuse me, apart from one being for stagger, two were one. The only difference between two of them was samurai and that one. If I remember correctly, was one was standoff, another one was I think it was resolve. Let me just actually have a look. It was if memory serves, I stopped using that one after a while. Resolve, but if you upgrade, you get that anyway. And this one had health, but the other one still had the health, damage, and all that sort of thing. Like for the Gosaku, change up the stats completely. Like I understand the stagger damage, but you know, do it for if it's gonna be stagger, have something for parrying. You know, something that on a perfect parry, on successful parry helps this out. Do you know what I mean? It's like for staggering, when you parry successfully, you can actually stagger your enemies. Why not include that? Skip the health part. We're gonna if people go to hot springs, they can upgrade the health anyway. Like it's if you're going for a perfect parry style, which helps with staggering, pull it at armor that helps with parrying. That makes more sense to me. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those. I mean, the other stuff I understand. It's that was more varied on other things. I mean, some is more just for the sake of the outfit, and it's just because of the jewel. I like that. Some was very unique. Excuse me, which this is the Mongol Commander one. It's unique because the way it looks and it helps with disguises. I'm fine with the fact that it's major health stuff because it's a unique armor type. I don't mind. I love the fact that Traveler's one was more specific for just exploring. That was really cool. I did actually like that. That's the same for going through the hot springs, completing them. It was nice he had things like these for different things, generally speaking. That's really kind of cool. I like that about the games that do that. So, but some of them didn't need to be so similar for me. But still, I do actually like there was multiple different types of that. The settings in this game where we went from cold to the mountainside to a bit of the sea stuff for shrines. Lots of different settings in this game, as you would expect, as you should expect. I did enjoy it. So you go for different environments, you have to adjust in your way to do things, and you have to see the different texture styles and see how life, the wildlife reacts. It's really nice. Look, as aesthetically, this game was very beautiful. The way the trees, it looked amazing. The way the trees, autumn, the breeze of the trees and everything. The grass looked very realistic. The flowers even did. That was really cool. Even stuff like the wrapped up leather, the linen. It's not just like there with a name slapped on top of just like an icon thing. It actually looked legitimate. That was so good. It's like it's one of those things when you're on the camps, instead of just like looking for, oh, let's look for an icon thing. You can actually recognize it by the detail put into, the way it was designed to look quite realistic. I mean, it's got its label when you get up close, but you can actually tell it. It's obvious. It's like an obvious looking resource that looks like what it is once you know what to look for. Excuse me. And that was fantastic. You didn't have to span around looking for damn icons. You could recognize it by appearance. That's fantastic. That was, especially when you're going to find things like that. Now, some people had been curious about the free locking, I've heard. I actually like it, but I really do like it. I really enjoyed it. The fact you don't have to lock onto an enemy. When you've got 6 enemy around you and you have to go and do multiple slicing and you're trying to block someone and counter, free locking. Well, I know it's probably slightly different wording, but that's just the way I can remember free locking or freelance locking. It's so good because it allows you to be so versatile, and I love that. I really, really do love that. So good. Interactive choices when we get the things, we get those questions, we get to choose our way. It really helps. It's really defining moments, and it's good to get two options. And the way the characters react to the way different types of arm you got, that was absolutely fantastic. Fast travel, I was expecting to be a lot slower. Thank you so much, Sucker Punch, for making fast travel quick in this game. This is the first game I ever played where fast travel's actually bloody quick. Oh, I mean, I understand it's probably designed ready for the for the next gen consoles, but even so, oh, this is such, like, it's such, you don't have to sit there for 30 seconds waiting for the damn stupid thing to load. It's almost instantaneous. Even half across the map, you only have to wait like 8 seconds. Oh, I'm so thankful. So damn good, Sucker Punch. Bloody well done. You nailed that part. I'd have to sit there waiting for so long. It's just, it makes the game more enjoyable because you can get on with it, things. So good. Um, Artifacts and records, absolutely they're really good, really helps give you the culture and everything of this world, of the world that you're in. Such a damn good thing. Look, all the things from your shrines to your fox dens, haikus, really nice touches, very authentic from what I understand. So haikus and all that sort of thing, shrines. I love they could give you those extra little bits and pieces. Very well done. Story, I really enjoyed it. I truly did. One of the best stories I've actually played in years. It was very refreshing to an extent, and twists and turns it took. Excuse me. It made you sometimes think about what you're going to do and everything, which is what a good story should do. It was good. I think it was good writing and everything. Yeah, it was the characters. Everyone was unique, had their own unique story. Norio, the warrior monk who has to deal with loss, finds his brother, goes on that sort of revenge killing end. We didn't need to, but that's the path he took, and I get why he did that. Masako, how she lost her family, had the whole tale of revenge, had to find people, the journey, and the way it almost, like when you finally learned it was Lady Hana, her sister she thought was dead, and the revenge style that took, and it got so personal. I mean, it was already personal, but the fact that the how personal it got when she found who it was, it really it sucks you in. Um, it really makes you feel for these characters. Sensei Ishikawa, the fact he had to learn about his former student, the fact there was not everyone was being overly truthful, but you got the information at the end, and you got to understand his characters, and there was banter between them. Between all the characters, I think that was fantastic. There's some of the missions we did for less. Well, I say lesser characters we didn't do as longer tales for, like excuse me, Yuna had her tales. I can't honestly remember what they were, but they were. But I did enjoy them. They weren't just for the sake of it. I did enjoy the character tales, each of them. Even though they were small or long. Kenji, what a funny asshole he is. He's a bit of quite an idiot, but a lovable idiot. An idiot that you can fall the hell in love with. Absolutely could. Shimura was someone who's very guarded in his principles. I don't believe he's a slave to his honor. I think he's too rigid. Even Yuriko, who's another really good character, I'm so sad. I'm so tragic she died off. But I get they didn't need to. She was a character that was, there for in the moment, or there for what she said mattered, and it was a good backstory on Jin, which was fantastic. So, you know, and she gave that insight, and she taught us about Kazumasa, Jin's father, and she told her and learned that Kazumasa, who was not so rigid in his style of the samurai, but Shimura was, and it makes me think that, okay, we're calling him a slave, but it's only because the way he's reacting to the way Jin was doing things, but he's very rigid in his beliefs about the code of the samurai with honor and pride, and I respect him for that. Even though he disagreed, I respect him because he was very set in his ways. That was tradition for him. I get that's a very big thing back then for the samurai in Japan. Big thing tradition with honor, pride, and all that sort of stuff. Very big thing. Um, but it came to our aid in the end. Khotan Khan, what a hell of a character. Good way that they talked about stuff in history back then as a reference point in the records. I love that. Very needed. Okay, they didn't go into full detail. They went into enough detail that I'm glad they did. Otherwise, they didn't just leave out that history part. So that was really cool with the records, the conversations with Khotan. Um, they helped me learn that the Khans were a title. I didn't actually know that. I always thought that was a surname, which is really cool. So you got to learn about him, got to see his personality. He's um, very unbelievably outgoing, very extremely assertive, very bossy type of thing. Like, I know what I'm doing, no one's gonna stand my way. But the interactions they had, and the way he interacted with different characters, he tried to manipulate people as a general probably should. Very, very instinctually clever in that respect, where you use tactics of people's tactics against them. Very trickery type thing, sent did all these little diversion tactics, very occupational type as you would expect in a war. Excuse me, in a war, forced us to go different directions. He was very clever like that, so I can respect his character type for that. And the Mongols didn't invade through Asia without a damn good strategy and a brutal fighting force. Let's just face it. It went through Tsushima, China, Persia, all that. I think they went through part of India, if I recall correctly. I'm probably wrong, but they they had such a huge army. They went through near Egypt, even part near Turkey. It was like they were a massive invasion force with the Mongols, and because they had good strategy, good leaders. I'm just saying in terms of a historic point of view. And he showed it. It showed why they were like that. But anyway, as I said, I have very much enjoyed this game. I'd be interested if they put up any sort of sequel DLC. That'd be interesting to see. But I don't think this game needs a sequel. I think it's done its piece, and I'll be interested to see what they do next, Sucker Punch, because they are very well known for their games. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna end it here. So I have really enjoyed it. The missions, the story, the characters are fine. This is a beautiful looking game. It really was. I'm glad I finished it though. It's just long enough. I have ignored the whole, arduous grinding going through the areas. I don't mind because we got to unlock everything. I have no problem with that. Look, thank you all for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Probably laughing at my anger a few times of frustration. I'm happy for that. Glad you did enjoy that. Thank you for all the support you've shown the series shown the series for me. I really do appreciate it. I was a little bit apprehensive before I played this game. I'm so glad I went through and got the special edition, played that. I'm really pleased I played this. So again, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. I certainly did. And I'll see you all next time for a brand new Let's Play. Take care, everyone.